Hey everyone, as I've been looking through my videos over the last few weeks and reading some of your comments, I realized that I am featuring a lot of high-end products lately, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I show you what I like, and if what I like at the moment is high-end, then that's what you're going to see. But I feel like there's a lot of products that I use on an everyday basis and some that I reach for consistently that I just keep forgetting to highlight and put into one video, and the majority of those are drugstore videos. I'm not all high-end, but I'm not all drugstore either. So this video, I just want to highlight my favorite drugstore products of the moment. So let's start with Face. And I will say that I don't think any of these products are new. They've all been featured in a bunch of other videos, but here it is in one tidy little package if you ever just want to reference my current favorites. So, foundation. I have been reaching for this particular combo. I think I mentioned it in my April favorites as well, actually. And I've been wearing it for at least a couple of months, and it's almost my everyday. I'd say 5 days out of 7, this is what I wear on my face, and it's what I have on now. In fact, everything that I have on now, including my nail polish, is from the drugstore. I have worn this so much that the label has worn off, but it is the CoverGirl. Actually, I don't know what it is because it's worn off, but I believe it's the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. It's primer, foundation, and something else built in, I believe. I can see the 3-in-1, but that's all that's left. This particular shade is in Ivory. I'm looking forward to be able to go up a shade after some fake tanning. This is a matte foundation. What I like about it is I like matte. I live in a hot, sweaty climate. I've mentioned that before, and I don't need to add to the dewy finish. Nature supplies it for me, but when it's not quite so hot out yet, I have been mixing this with a pump or half pump of the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer, and I love this combination. Just a few pumps of this, a half to a full pump of this mixed on the back of my hand and then all over the face, and I just feel like it's a really great combination, and I've really been enjoying it a lot. Now, as far as highlighters go, there are only 2 highlighters that I really like that are drugstore, and I will admit I haven't been using them as often lately because I've been exploring the high end, but I think these are just as good. The first one is an oldie but a goodie, and it's a brand new one. It's an oldie but goodie for me. It's the Hard Candy So Baked Bronzer in Tiki, which this is not even remotely a bronzer, but it's in that category, and you can see it's baked in and that beautiful sheen. I feel like this is a much easier shade to wear than like the Balm Mary Luminizer. It's shimmery, but it's not glittery. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, it's only available at Walmart. If I find it somewhere else online, I'll link it below, but I've only been able to find it in store at my local Walmart. The other one that is technically drugstore, but not if you live in the US, but for those of you that don't live in the US, specifically if you live in the UK, you can get this at Superdrug. It is available online to order internationally, and it's still within the drugstore price point, is the Sleek Face Contour Kit. I never use the bronzer side, but there's quite a nice little divot in the highlighter side, and this is in the shade Light, and it's a beautiful shade, and honestly, when I travel, 9 times out of 10, there it is, swatched very heavily. 9 times out of 10 when I travel, this is what I take with me as my highlighter because it's tiny, it's compact, and it's easy to take along with you. And that is what I have on actually this morning on my cheeks. As far as bronzers go, I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of the drugstore bronzers anymore. Obviously I've liked them as I've gone along, but as I've been exposed to other options, I can see why they're better. For me, I seem to be getting paler as I get older, and the drugstore bronzers are just too dark for my skin, and they don't blend as nicely as some of the higher end ones. I'm not even gonna mention my go-tos are right now, but there is one that I do like more in the summertime. I feel like right now it's a little dark for me, but I did use it anyway. It's the bronzing half of the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. And I feel like this is a new one I picked up, I don't know, a few months ago in anticipation of the summer. And I think they reformulated it because the blush side is a much paler color, and it's actually really pretty. So if you need a blush, I recommend that one. But this is the bronzer, and there's a tiny bit of shimmer to it, but not a lot. And that's the other thing, that a lot of drugstore bronzers have shimmer to them. There are a few that people love, but like I said, on me, they're just too muddy. So I'm not going to recommend something that I personally haven't had success with. even though other people may like them a lot. So, but I do like this one, and I have it on today, just kind of all over the place. I didn't contour with it. As far as powder goes, it's really still the only one that I reach for consistently, and that's the Stay Matte Long Lasting Press Powder. It's obviously well loved. It's been beaten to you know where and back. I use the shade 004 Sandstorm. The only drawback is the packaging is terrible, but there's no mirror, there's no brush, there's no place to stick a powder puff, but I love it. It keeps me matte but not flat. I think that's the name of another one, but this is the one that I like, and it comes in a lot of shades. As far as sticking with face stuff, concealers, none of this should come as a surprise to you that my favorite under eye concealer is the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Concealer Highlighter. My shade is in Fair, not even Fair Light. Fair Light is too dark, just Fair. I love it. I have it on today. It has like a brush tip. You kind of squeeze and the stuff oozes out, and then I just put it here. But lately I've had some dark circles and I like things a little bright, so I like to use a salmon-y pink toned corrector underneath first. So the drugstore one that I do like, admittedly don't reach for as much anymore since I found a few other ones, but this does work great. It's the Maybelline Dream Lumi in Radiant, and it's quite pink actually. I shall swatch it for you. It's very pink on the skin, so I just do that more in this. I don't want to put it on over my, but I put it in this little corner here because that's where the shadows are the worst on my face. Pat that in with either my finger or a big brush and then layer the concealer over it. As far as facial blemishes, I'm having fewer these days, thank you. But when I do have a blemish or some leftover discoloration, I have been reaching for the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Excuse me, I'm in the shade 115, which is not the lightest shade, but it's the one that matches my skin tone better. Technically the lighter one is pinkier, so that doesn't work. So it's actually a little darker on my skin. I don't know. And that's the drawback of buying stuff at the drugstore is you can't really tell if it's gonna work until you get it home. But luckily, so many stores have really lenient return policies. So I would say when buying any cosmetics, high-end or drugstore, keep your receipt because you can usually exchange or return items. So I'm in 115 and I use this all over, and this is great. I use it every day. Now, sticking with face, let's move on to blush, kind of bouncing around. I do like drugstore blushes a lot. There's some that I like better than others. The very first one that I really got into and love desperately and I'm wearing right now is the NYX blush in Angel. Doesn't look like much, but like I said, I'm one of the whitest people on the planet, so I don't need a lot, and that's what I have on my cheeks. It's matte, I'd say satin, and it's really soft, and it's just a faint glow to the cheeks. It's not a specific color, and I love it. And in that same category, as a more recent favorite, this is the Essence Silky Touch Blush in Sweetheart that I liked so much I bought 2 more of these without realizing I already had one, so that's a little embarrassing. And again, this is also very soft. And yet another one in the same skin tone. This one is hard to find in the US. I got this in Scotland. This is the Rimmel Soft Color Blush in Santa Rose. I feel like Rimmel makes beautiful blushes. And it's 2 o'clock. And that's this one. So they're all very similar, but what can I say? And then another brand that I love, and I think I own quite a few of I know I own quite a few of these, and I'm eyeing a few more, are the Milani Baked Blushes, and this one is in Luminoso, which is a cult favorite for a reason. It's a beautiful apricot, shimmery blush, and very wearable, and just soft to touch. I'm gonna fondle it for you. There it is. And there it is. Heavily swatched, obviously, when you blend it out with your blush brush. It is not scary. And then the last blush I have to show you, I would not travel with this. I hate the packaging, but I think it's adorable and it's cute. And this is the Physicians Formula. I don't know what it's called because the packaging is terrible. There's the cute blush on this side and this cute little place to hold your blush brush that who would ever really use this, and a mirror. But the bad thing is, I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry, I found it. It's on the side. Sexy Booster Sexy Glow Blush in Rose. I like it. It has a nice odor to it, and it has that little pop of shimmer, bright color, and even though it doesn't look like I've been using this, I have, so it holds up well. There it is. It's not much to swatch. Blushes don't swatch well, so I never know why I even try. But I do like the Physicians Formula blushes, and this one in particular is fun. Let's move on to lips. So this is a combination that I've been wearing a lot, in fact, all of April, and for some reason I didn't put this in my April favorites. I think I felt guilty because this was some of its limited edition. But what I've been doing is reaching for one of two lip liners, both by NYX, and my favorite, I will admit, is Pale Pink, which is that. And then the other one, if I want a little more pop, is Rose. But more often than not, it's been the Pale Pink. I really like NYX lip liners a lot. They might not be in your drugstore, but they are actually carried at my grocery store. So that's why I'm lumping them in here. And also the price point is right in line with all the other drugstore things. What I've been wearing it with is layered under this limited edition Collection Privé by Dowson. It's Revlon really, but this is Dowson's color, or however you say her name. And this color all by itself is really light. Dare I say invisible, actually. I'm drawing all over the back of my hand. I don't think you can see it. It's right there. It's just a nice gleam, I'd say, that it gives to your lips. But layered over the lip liner, it sort of enhances the lip liner without making your lips feel like that chalky texture when you have just lip liner on. And then to layer it just a little bit more, I've been reaching for one of a few glosses, but the one that is not limited edition is the NYX Butter Gloss. These are pretty awesome, and this is the one in Eclair. I'll just put a little bit more on for you. So this is a very nude, kind of everyday wearable. I love the NYX glosses. I like all of their glosses and all of their formulations. I have way too many of these, so I recommend all the NYX glosses, as well as, since we're jumping over to gloss, I like the Maybelline Color Sensational glosses. I'm not going to tell you which this one is because it was limited edition. Really like this one. Also, like I had initially said, I don't like them, but I am eating my words, and I do like the Maybelline, the new little Color Elixir ones. They're very cute as compared to, I just think they're overpriced for what they are, so wait for a sale or a coupon. And then my other favorite ones, hang on, that I dropped on the floor is the Milani Brilliant Shine Lip Gloss. These are fabulous, and this is in the shade Pink Lady. I really like it a lot. I really like Milani is really maybe tied for first with my favorite drugstore brand. Rimmel and Milani kind of go back and forth. And then the other lip products I wanted to show you that I really have been having a lot of fun with are the Milani lipsticks. They have a more, formal name, but let's just call them Milani lipsticks. And the one I keep reaching for over and over, in fact, I bought a second tube not realizing, again, that I already had one in my purse, is Pink Love. I wear it all the time. It's very wearable. Oops. It's a very wearable, brighter pink. And it smells like Jolly Ranchers. So there it is, right there. And then a color I've picked up for summer, but I have not had the nerve to wear it yet, is Sweet Nectar. Because it's orange. I want to rock that orange trend. And it looks like that. How am I going to wear that? I'm going to need a tan. I really think that's the only way to wear it. So, yeah, there's the orange one, but they're really creamy and pigmented and lovely on the lips, and I love them. All right, last category. Nope, not the last category. Let's do one tiny one, and that is nails. Admittedly, my heart belongs to Zoya. If you've watched, 3 of my videos, you would know that. But I do still have quite a collection of drugstore nail polish that I reach for, and I keep buying more. And the one I have on my fingers is a new favorite, actually. I've always liked Rimmel. I've said that before. I've always liked Rimmel nail polishes. Their steel gray one is a favorite of mine. But these new little Rimmel 60-second ones are awesome because they really do dry, I think, in 60 seconds. And this is new, I think it's new. It's called Sweet Lavender. It's in that, radiant orchid trend. And I love it. And a base coat that I do reach for, I kind of alternate depending on various things like whatever's handy, basically. But one I do like is the Revlon Color Stay Base Coat. It's just your basic Color Stay one. Never actually use it with Color Stay nail polish, but it works for me. Okay, finally, eyes. I got a lot. So let's start with brows and work our way down the eyeball. I waited a long time for this. It was sold out everywhere. I literally haunted stores and I was just too stubborn to order it online. But I finally got my hands on it about 3 months ago and I do really like it. And it's the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. And it comes in this cute little package that's hard to open. And it has all the tools you need for perfect brow. And admittedly, I really just use that. But I thought it'd be cool to have all of it together. I just really only reach for that one. Mine is in the shade Light. It has a little tweezer, a little sponge tip, and a little angled brush that I never use. Well, no, I do use the brush. It kind of swivels up like that. So that's pretty cool, I think. But I do generally, if I'm not using powder, I do prefer a pencil, and I really don't like any of the drugstore pencils. I'm sorry, I just don't. I feel like they pull too warm on me. My favorite brow powder was from Sally Beauty Supply, which was I think $1.99, but they've discontinued that. So this is a little more, but this color is pretty close to what I used before. For eyebrow brow gel, I'm sorry, I can't justify the price point on Anastasia brow gel or any of the other ones. They all get gooky and gross like this. So I just grabbed the CoverGirl one. This is the Professional Natural Lash Mascara. Do your powder or pencil, then brush this through. Considering how disgusting it gets and how often I need to replace this, I'm not paying any more for this than I have to. For mascara, I've talked about this a lot. Again, I'm wearing this today. It's the Essence I Heart Extreme Mascara. Essence I Heart Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. I like all of the Essence mascaras. I think they're all pretty awesome, but this one is my current favorite. So I just wanted to share that. Whew. I know this is very product heavy. Don't worry, it's all listed below if you're still with me. Okay, eyeshadows. Great primer that I think, dare I say, is almost as good as the NARS Pro Prime is the Rimmel Exaggerate Undercover Shadow Primer. It's, not a lot to look at. Doe foot applicator. It's not, I have kind of like translucent eyelids with veining and cool stuff like that. This dries to like a matte powdery finish and gives enough coverage that it evens out that gross, horror movie effect. And my shadows just glide right over it. Some of the other primers, they're made to have your shadows stick, but then I can't blend them. So yeah, they stick and then they're all blotchy and gross. So that's not good. There's 3 eyeshadow palettes I want to talk about, and none of them should come as a surprise to you. So, all-time favorite, grab this one, I don't know what else to wear. I will always have this in my makeup collection, is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Trio, and I have it on today. And what I do is I just kind of follow the directions. I put this on the lid, I put this in the outer corner, but not in the crease. I'll explain why in a minute. And this I don't put on my brow bone, I just put in my inner corner. The only thing it's missing is a matte highlighter and a matte crease shade. So for that, I have found the perfect companion. It's the Physicians Formula Matte Collection Quad Eyeshadow in Canyon Classics. And I have actually been wearing this a lot this past April, and I really just reach for these two. So before I put on the Wet n Wild palette, I take this shade and I put it in the crease, and then I put the pink shade on, and then I blend the shimmer brown shade in the corner, and then this is the shade I use on my brow bone. So this is a handy little thing to have. And I've done an all matte eye look with this too. It's very user friendly. And then the last one is a drugstore palette if you live in the UK. It's at Superdrug. Again, it's another sleek product, and it's well loved and filthy. All of the sleek eye palettes are amazing, but the one I reach for over and over is the Storm palette. And I traveled this last weekend and I took this baby with me, and I use all the colors a lot except for a few in the bottom row, like this one and these two. But all the rest I actually do use, and I don't want to swatch them because they're really pigmented and I will get it all over me. But great great product for the price, great. And shipping is really cheap. I can't remember what it is, but it's not the fastest, but it's really cheap. So I love Sleek. And then I just briefly wanted to touch on my favorite eyeliners of all time. I grabbed these, I wear one in particular pretty much every day, and they're all Rimmel Scandalized Kohl Kajal, and they're waterproof, kind of, sort of. The one I grab every day is, I think it's just brown. Yep, it's just brown. And that's what I have on today. But a couple of my other favorites that I wanted to share with you, the one in Nude, perfect for the waterline. It's really soft and creamy, and it's way better than the MAC one, because the MAC pencil is hard and it hurts your waterline. This is awesome and soft and creamy. And then love Taupe. If you don't want a really heavy, you just want kind of a shadow along the lash line, Taupe is fabuloso. And then a couple new ones that I never thought in a million years I would wear, but I wear all the time. Sometimes instead of the nude one, I put this one in. It's light blue. And I love Rimmel. They just call it what it is. No fancy names here. So there it is. And it does really wake the eyes up. And I didn't get that on my own. That was an idea I saw by Sharon Farrell, who's a makeup artist on YouTube. She did that, and I copied her shamelessly. And then the last one I just recently picked up, and I've been wearing it a lot. It's the color Turquoise that I'm really excited to rock for summertime. It's right there. You just do a neutral eye and then line your eyes with that instead of your usual brown. And you know, if you really curl your lashes and add a lot of mascara, unless you close your eyes, you really don't see it. So it's just kind of a fun little pop. So I did forget something. All-time favorite drugstore eye product, probably the Maybelline Color Tattoos. And the two I reach for the most are Barely Branded and Bad to the Bronze. Just had to throw those out there. Okay, if you're still with me, thanks for sticking around. I know there's a lot of information, and I just felt like these products get ignored. There are always some of them in the description box during all of my videos, but maybe you don't read the description box, or they just weren't getting enough love here on YouTube, so I just wanted to throw them out there. If you ever have a specific request for a video, this was a request, so thank you for requesting it. You know who you are, and I'm happy to have done it for you. If you have any requests, please let me know. I want to film what you want to see, because if it's just me talking to myself, that's not really helpful for anybody. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, it's all in the, click about, which is like around here, I think. Maybe it's over there. And all the products with links to where you can get them will be there. Of course, you can always just go to your local CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, what have you, Target, and pick it up yourself. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.